بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. So this is the first lesson of the lessons that we need to make up from daily hadith. So today inshallah we're going to start with hadith number 1. Actions are based on intentions. You will be memorizing these, right? Huh? Yeah, the stuff that you memorize, revise it. And the stuff that you haven't, catch up inshallah. So actions are based on intentions because this is where all actions start. Actions all start with the what? With the intentions, which starts in the heart. It's not on the tongue. We don't go out and we don't mention what we're intending. It's an action of the heart. It's not an action of the tongue. So everything starts with this. If the intentions are not correct, then the action will not be accepted. Because the intentions are one of the two conditions of the action being accepted. The intentions, number one, it has to be what? Bil-ikhlas, it has to be, your intentions have to be sincere. They have to be, that you're only doing the action to what? To please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're not trying to please the people. You're not trying to do anything. You're not trying to make your parents happy, by going and praying and doing something because, I just want my daddy to be proud. Well, we don't do actions for that. And I'm telling you that because you're my son. And we don't do that. You don't do any action in your life to make me happy. You do actions in this deen to do what? For Allah. I mean, you can bring happiness to your parents, say good words to your mother to bring happiness to her. But your goal is to do what? You're doing this to please Allah. You understand? There's nothing wrong with making people happy. But don't make your source, your intentions, that person and pleasing that person. That's how you're going to be sad in your life. Your life is going to be a life of depression if you live your life just trying to make people happy. Because you can't make people happy. And in your quest to make people happy, who's going to die unhappy? You. Yeah, the person who's trying to make the people happy, they're the ones that are always unhappy. Look at the lives of all these people, like these comedians and these. What do? They live their lives to do what? To do what? To make other people laugh. But they're on drugs and they're drinking and some of them commit suicide. They're unhappy. But they live their life trying to make other people happy. But they never ever do anything for Allah. So they live their lives in what? In complete, sadness and failure. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. What does that mean? مَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي. Whoever turns away from what? My remembrance. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the remembrance that he's referring to is the obedience, the Quran, the Sunnah. So whoever goes away from this, turns away from this, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it clear to the person, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. What does that mean? No. Ma'ishatan ضيقة. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how can I say this? It narrows, like there's narrowness in his heart where he doesn't accept this. If you don't accept the truth and follow the truth, then what? Where is your happiness? You're going to live a life of misery. And that's what he's saying, that the person's going to live a life of misery because all his source of depression and everything that he's out to seek other than Allah is going to fail him. And he's going to live a life of depression. Only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, only with his obedience can we gain success. Can we be successful in anything that we do? And only seeking his pleasure. So that's why we start off with the intentions, because that's the most important thing. And after that, of course, we learn the Quran and the Sunnah to make sure that our actions are in accordance with the Quran and the Sunnah, because that's the second condition of every act of worship being accepted. You can have the right intentions, but if it's not in accordance with the Quran and the Sunnah, the action will not be accepted no matter how good your intention was. So the first hadith, an Amir al-Mu'mineen, Abi Hafs Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إنما الأعمال بنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى فمن كانت هجرته إلى الله ورسوله فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله ومن كانت هجرته للدنيا يصيبها أو امرأة ينكحها فهجرته إلى ما هاجر إليه متفق عليه. So here Abu Hafs, Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu, he reported that he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, "Innama," and what do we say about innama? Yufid al-hasr wal-qasr. That means that actions cannot be based on anything else but what? What the person intended. So all actions are based solely on what? That person's intentions for doing the action. وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ إِمْرَئٍ مَا نَوَى. And every person will get only exactly what he intended. فَمَنْ كَانَتْ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. So whoever makes hijrah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger. And we talked about the hijrah before. You have the hijrah, which is what? The intiqal min balad al-kufr wal-ma'asiyah wal-fasuq ila balad al-islam muta'a. Right? What's the other type of hijrah? Yeah, and al-muhajir man hajara ma naha Allahu anhu. That the real muhajir is the one who what? Who leaves, who makes hijrah from the disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the obedience. So he stays away from the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited. So, but this case we're talking about obviously from leaving a country of kufr and fusuq to a country of Islam, tawheed, ta'ah, and obedience. كانت هجرته إلى الله ورسوله. So whoever intends this, that's what he gets. That's what he gets the reward for. فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله. ومن كانت هجرته للدنيا. And whoever makes hijrah for the purposes of dunya. Maybe he's going because he wants to start a business or trade or do something like that. So he'll go and live in a Muslim country to do what? To work, to make money. But not for the purpose of what? Learning his deen or practicing his deen. But the purpose of what? Just going there because, wow, you could make a lot of money in the Gulf countries, right? So he goes there to make money, not for the purpose of deen. So he said, لِدُنْيَا يُصِيبُهَا أَوْ إِمْرَأَةً. Or he makes hijrah for a woman. Because maybe a woman he wants to marry says, I'll marry you, but you have to live in this country, which is a Muslim country. So he makes hijrah to this Muslim country just because of the marriage, not because of the deen. So he gets that. He gets the woman, or he gets the dunya. He gets the business, the money, whatever he's after, but not the reward. There's no reward for that person because his purpose was not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, فَهِجْرَةُ إِلَى مَا هَاجَرَ إِلَيْهِ. So his hijrah is for whatever he made hijrah for the sake of. So if he made his hijrah for the sake of Allah, for Allah and His Messenger, then that's what he gets. For this deen, for obedience to Allah, then that's what he's going to get the reward for that. But if he makes hijrah for any other purpose, or does action for any other purpose, that's what he's going to get, with no reward. Wallahu musta'an. Wa ilahuna subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.